I think that we are on a good track of bringing down corruption in the Middle East. And it's done through two phases. I think the key thing here is engagement with the local governments. Business must play a part in it. If you've got any influencing skills in terms of how the legislation is propagated, you look at the numerous revisions that occurred to the Bribery Act in the UK. That occurred because of big businesses' engagement. And I can tell you from the GE perspective, we engaged very heavily with the British government. And some of the ideas were, so when consultation papers come out, engage with that, because you will get the right result eventually. On the company side, there has to be a mindset change. And the mindset cannot be given to a compliance organization, which is probably 2 or 3 levels down from the leadership. Compliance with ethical policies, and it's more than ethical, it's the law that you're concerned about, because when dealing with fraud, it is a breach of law. That has to be done at the highest levels of the company, and that has to be owned by leadership, and leadership are measured against that. That the compliance, the insurance that all employees have signed up to the company's corporate governance and policies is being rolled out. With that, you have to put in place a robust monitoring, auditing, compliance, and training program. Because to your point, it's no good having policies without actually giving the employees the opportunity to be trained in it. And I think just my last point on it, in terms of trying to improve the corporate governance in it, is you have to create mechanisms. Beda, you brought up an excellent point about how can the culture is not to go and report against a manager. I think we all sort of realize that can be actually sort of limiting in your career. So you have to develop other kinds of mechanisms. The worst I think actually is the sort of the anonymous reporting, because you can't then go back to the employee and say, you raised this concern and here is how we dealt with it. But that takes time, that takes training, that takes a cultural change. But you can get there in the end. I think it's incumbent upon companies to do that leadership.